What's good, y'all? It's Demisio back with another video. If you've never seen this channel before, my name is Demisio Adams, and I do a lot of advice content. I talk about finances, I talk about apartments. I really just give advice to people in their 20s who are trying to find that next stage for themselves, whether that's getting an apartment, whether that's trying to save towards something, get your first car, anything like that. I just like to talk about these things and give y'all the advice that I wanted to have, like kind of like a big brother figure. So today, I want to talk about cars, vehicles, buying your first car, whatever you're doing. I just want to give y'all like a couple tips about getting a vehicle because I know it can be an exciting time for everyone. A lot of people either have, like a beater vehicle when they're getting their first thing for themselves out of college, or maybe you're just looking to upgrade or even downgrade. Because look, I used to have a really nice Dodge Durango. Payments were out of this world, so do not do that. Do not be having a crazy payment on your car, but we're gonna get into all that stuff. I currently drive a 2015 Ford F-150 Lariat. It's a really nice truck. I've been doing a lot of a rebuild on it, but it's kind of my like in the middle from not having a beater car but also not having a Dodge Durango RT with a high payment. So let's get into some tips about purchasing your first car. The first thing you should do is go to lots and just see what style you like. Figure out what you want, because this is a hard time and you don't want to rush anything. Do not rush and get into any car if you don't have any information, because that's how you get got. Dealerships are meant to sell you things and try to sell you right then and right there. So they'll talk about fake deals. They'll keep in contact with you as much as you can. Shop around and understand the type of vehicle you want first. So start with, hey, do I want a car? Do I want a truck? Simple as that. Once you figure that out, go test and get the feel of a bunch of different vehicles. Go to a bunch of different dealerships. Do not fall for any of their sales or anything like that. You're just shopping around. Go look at cars, test drive, get a feel for what you could see yourself in, right? Because here's the thing. I don't care if you're buying a beater car or you're buying the car of your dreams. You need to get what you want, because if you don't, you're wasting your money. So even if you get a little $1,000 car, right, our Facebook market, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You want to take pride in the things you do, because you're not buying just to buy. You're buying to enjoy it too. There's a world where you can be in the middle and you can really enjoy something and pay a good price for it. Don't believe people when they say, oh, for the things you want, like you just can't afford it. No, you just have to find it and do the research. And I'm a huge researcher. Once you know the style of car you want, for me, I knew I wanted an F-150 after I looked through all of the trucks. I was like, this is the truck I want. Now it's time to understand what my price range really is. And I know that sounds a little backwards, because you would think, don't you think you should know your price range first? No, you actually want to know your vehicle first, because you can find the steal anywhere. Once you know everything that you want in your vehicle, there's no point in looking at a price range if you're just looking at a bunch of things in a price range, because you're going to see a bunch of things you don't want. You want to narrow down that search. So say you're like me, you want a truck, you decided, boom, okay, it's the F-150. Now that you know it's the F-150, now you can start doing your research on what kind of F-150 you want. Because there's packages. For someone like me, I love a sporty and luxury look to my vehicle. So when I looked at all the trims for a truck, there's like the base, there's the XL, then you got the higher levels like the platinum, and going up higher like that. But now you can start to understand what are the price ranges for these type of vehicles. And I'm a huge advocate. I'm gonna tell you all the time, I'm not a paid sponsor. Google Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever it is, your source that you use that info to find exactly what you need. I sat with Chat and had an entire conversation like, okay, look, what can I afford? Know your salary and know what you're kicking out. This is huge, because if you want things like apartments, you want a nice car, you want to have gym memberships, all that stuff, everything costs. And what you don't want to be is paying too much for a car and you can't enjoy your life because of car. I said the same thing about an apartment. It's not worth it if you can't enjoy it, because all your money goes into it. You want to make sure you find that healthy balance in between the both of them, because you can enjoy both things. You just have to make sure you do it right, do it affordable, and at the right time. So back to what I was saying about my price range. I've told y'all, I've disclosed my salary on here. I make $75K with Circle K currently. But I knew I didn't want payments higher than what I had for my Durango. Being transparent, my Durango payments were almost $700, and that's not including insurance and all that. But I was fresh out of school. I got, and I didn't understand because I was like, ooh, I really like the car. This is the one. Never do that. Do not go with the first one you find. And that's why it's so important to test drive, because just like apartments, you can fall in love really quickly, but they're always out there. Even if you like something, find the price. Don't shop the car. You're going to find the car. They make these cars, millions of them every year. Do not get stuck on something unless it's the price, because you're going to get upcharged. You're going to sign something really quickly, and you're not, and that process happens so quick that you don't even know what happened. So make sure you find the price range you want. Then you will find that exact perfect vehicle for you. The other thing I recommend, a lot of people don't know this, but credit and all that ties in. You don't want to do your work with the dealership. I know some people have different experiences and stuff like that. Do not pay for things through the dealership, because you want to come with your own funding. And if you have good credit, if you don't have good credit, try to find some ways to build up your credit and get that better, because that ties into your interest rates when you're getting a vehicle. And we'll talk about credit and interest rates in another video. But the big thing that you need to know here is you want to go to your local credit union, or you want to go online and shop and see who has great rates. Think about the price range. Like I was saying, think about the price range and look and see who you can get the lowest interest rate with. A lot of people talked about Navy Federal. A lot of people talk about Chase, all these different banks, but nothing can beat your local credit union, especially if you already have a relationship. For instance, I finance all the vehicles I've had through State Employees Credit Union, because that's our credit union here. And I always get an amazing rate with them because I already have the trust in a relationship, and the process happens quickly. Now the next step in this, you know the car, you know what bank and stuff you're gonna go through. You're gonna get pre-approved for a certain price, and this is a tactic that's huge in marketing. But I need you all to understand and lock in, because a lot of people can get got at this point. Negotiation in your vehicle is huge, and negotiation is huge because a lot of people try to upsell you on stuff. So when I had my certain price for my 2015 Ford F-150, I knew what price I had in mind, and I went and got that amount from the bank. And I told them, this is my final price out the door for the car. I am not going over this, and this is exact. So if I say 20,000 is the limit on my car, or 20,000 is what I have to give you, if they're not going to accept that 20,000, if the car is within the range of that price, just don't do it. You will find another vehicle. Do not overpay, and do not let a dealership get over on you. Because I'm gonna tell you, here's what happens. So when I did it with my truck and I was doing a negotiation, they were like, oh no, we're at this price, and that doesn't include title or taxes or anything like that, or tag. I meant to say that doesn't include title and tag. And I said, okay, never mind, I'll keep shopping. And here's what happens. They call you back the next day. I said, my price is still firm at where I'm at. I have this amount of money and I'm ready to pay you right now. Are you able to do it? And they were like, we can come down to like 1,000 over my budget. I was like, nope, this is my price. But guess what? They want to sell cars. The quicker they get cars out, and then that's how they get their commission in it. If they sell cars, they'll make money off of it. So the last day they called me, they're like, hey, like, are you still interested? I said, yep, for my price, title and tag included. And they were like, let me talk to my boss. And they were like, fine, we'll do it. Because they're taught to make the most money possible. So don't get got by that. Don't be so in love with a vehicle that you end up paying them more because you love something so much that you can get somewhere else. Always walk away unless you get the price you want. You are in control of all of this stuff. And lastly, like, once again, like I said earlier, just make sure it's something you truly want. Do not be out here buying things that you don't really want. Fall in love. Enjoy your vehicle. Enjoy the things you do in life, because you don't get this back, and you're not going to waste money for no reason. So if you like your vehicle, drive it, you know, unless you're one of these people that get in these super nice cars, or you're leasing vehicles, is a whole nother conversation. Like, Drive your car, personalize it, do the license plates, get your tint, do all that stuff, because that is yours now, and that's how you make it yours. You know, you can't, you have to make sure you're enjoying your life, enjoying your vehicle. And once you work that hard to negotiate, do all that research, do everything you need to get it checked by mechanics and all that stuff, once it's yours, it's time to celebrate. It's your vehicle. So I just wanted to drop some knowledge about buying a car today, especially if people in their 20s, shoot, even teenagers just out here looking to get into something. Just take those simple steps in the process. You know, of course, there's more that I could talk to them, but I don't want to make this video too long. But if you're looking to get in a vehicle, use those tips and just go find what you want, find what you love, man. Demisio Adams again. I got more videos. I told y'all I'm being consistent. I'm coming crazy this year. So y'all keep liking, keep subbing, follow, give me more ideas, and I'm out.